Well, welcome everybody. How are you? I'm so excited to be here today. Thanks for being here. If you are an entrepreneur, service-based business owner, network marketer, and looking to be able to ignite your path to success, then you're going to love this interview. It's such a pleasure to be able to share all these wonderful moments with women who are professional and really making a difference in the lives of others. They're stepping out into the limelight and they are sharing with you some tips and strategies that can really elevate your business more than ever. So if you are ready to stand out as the go-to expert, increase your visibility, and close more clients with confidence, you're in the right place. Today on my guest interview, I am with Dr. Doreen Downing. Look how beautiful she is. I totally love it. She is a psychologist and the founder of Find Your Voice and Change Your Life. Doreen, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Well, you've got such great energy, Brittany, and it's just wonderful to be in your presence and just get inspired by you because you're so enthusiastic and you care so much.
Thank you. I do. So we're going to do a quick, short interview. It's just a great way to help us learn a little bit more about you, share your story, and then really just kind of find out what you're up to and how we can best support you. Right?
Sure. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so the first question is, can you tell me in about a minute or two what inspired you to start your business and how that has inspired and shaped your journey so far?
Oh, wow. That's a deep question. I was the oldest sister, actually, if you want to, I'm a psychologist, so I do link that up that uh, w- I was the oldest in my family, and my mother suffered from some mental illness issues. So I got to take care of both at the same time. So I think in my body, in my history, I have a sense of what it's like to really be there for others. And I think that that's why I naturally found myself in a PhD program in psychology. And so I knew I didn't want to work for other people. Somehow I just, wanted to be on my own 2 feet. And that's what I did ever since. I never joined any kind of company, and I said, okay, what does it mean to start my own business? I want to be a psychologist, hang the shingle and everything. And that's it takes a lot of courage, but a lot of support. I didn't have any training in business. I just knew how to do psychotherapy, but that's what I just stepped into it and figured it out as I went. So I guess to me, my message to people is to be courageous if you feel like this is what you want to be doing, to be an entrepreneur in charge of your own schedule, your own life, your own business, get to make it up in any way that you want.
That is just powerful and just beautiful too. There are so many people that know that they are so great in their industry or their passion and in their genius zone, but they just don't have all the right tools to be in business. So congratulations, because that is awesome. So tell me, can you share a key moment or milestone in your entrepreneurial journey that has had a significant impact on your business growth?
Well, because I chose psychology, I think I'm very comfortable one-on-one. I'm a great listener, so that's one of my skills I bring to my work. But I also had a fear of speaking up in public. So what better profession than sitting in my office with one person at a time, right?
Right,
And doing
right.
listening. No spotlight on me, no questions. And if there were questions, it's kind of like you get good at asking them where that question came from.
Right,
So it's
right.
just one of the tricks of the trade. But that's what I had to do eventually is I was realizing I was holding myself back. And yeah, I was good at helping people face fears, but I had one of my own.
Right.
And somebody confronted me one day when I was asked to do a conference, and I said, "No, no, 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 not me. I'm afraid of public speaking." And then they pretty much confronted me and said, "But isn't fear your business?" So that was the beginning. So I would say in my business, lining up with the truth of who I am and what I was offering people, that would be one thing. And then, even though I was launched and successful in Berkeley, California, of all places, I started over I took a class on how to overcome my fear of public speaking. Here I have a doctorate in psychology. So I would say that was a real turning point in my career, is to really clean up my own inner whatever was going on about being more fully out there.
Yeah, we totally have a lot of that, and kind of so many things really play a point in that with, I guess a lot of people would call that imposter syndrome and everything, and how to overcome just those deep fears that we have. I've had several of those myself. And believe it or not, as many people say, oh my gosh, you are so great at speaking. Oh my gosh, it takes a while to really like put ourselves together to be able to present ourselves and stuff. So thank you for helping everybody with that, because that is a good one. So let me ask you, how would you describe your ideal customer, and what unique value does your business offer to meet their needs?
Well, we hear in so many of these business courses, and I'm sure you teach this too, look at your own life and what your challenges were and what you feel like the transformation was for you. So I would say that um, the people I work with are people like, what I had the problem, the struggle with, this dread of speaking up in public. And I was a professional. I was a professional woman with a business, and I still hid behind my degrees. And I think that people or women are hard. They don't want to admit that, especially if you're already got a position and you're out there in the world and you're making your mark and you've got lots of things on your plate and you're very busy, but you're hiding something. So I work with professional women who dread speaking in public, and it's not necessarily on a stage,
Right.
maybe at a meeting where you're holding yourself back, or even friends at a dinner table, that, oh, am I really able to express myself? So I like to say, from the boardroom to the bedroom, your voice is your most powerful asset.
That is awesome. Great tagline too. Just you can just nailed it. I love it. Love it. So in a competitive market you're in, because there is a bit of competition, what do you believe sets you apart, your brand apart, and how do you connect with your target audience?
Wonderful. Those are actually two questions I can answer, because I do know that as a psychologist, and when people come to me, they realize what they're going to get is deeper dive, an inner journey to find their voice, as opposed to what performance techniques or presentation techniques, because I'm not so, I mean, that's way down the line. If you have fear, you first have to uncover it, heal it. I talked earlier about being the daughter of somebody who had some mental health challenges, and so that was something that I think was prevented me early on, influenced me early on to have my voice. My grandmother would say, you better be quiet, your mom's going to go back into the hospital. So digging way back, because that's where we first come out into the world and say, hello, here I am. But is anybody there? Is anybody applauding you? Is anybody hugging you and celebrating you early on? And if they aren't, Brittany, if they aren't, that's the beginning of finding confidence to be yourself in life. And that little first stage of coming out in front of our loved ones, and are they really loving us deeply enough? So what's different about the work that I do is that we go on an inner journey. And I think that I would say that it's an inside job to find your voice. And because I went on that inner journey myself, I know the terrain, I know how to make it safe for people to face their fear. And I know how to go even deeper to the essence of who we are, our authentic self that is there waiting to be seen and heard and released and out into the world.
Right. That is a beautiful answer. Doreen, you have the best, amazing spirit, right? You can just tell that there's such a calmness with you that I would say, oh my gosh, I want to find out more deeper, because it is, right? It's so personal, and people are so
Yeah.
fearful of sharing and being judged, right? That's probably the biggest issue with it. And I can just tell that your spirit is so calming that helps with overcoming any one of those challenges that are with. So definitely when we have, in a few minutes of sharing a little bit of what you'd like to share more, I'm looking forward to people connecting with you as well. So one piece of advice would you leave those watching this interview? Would you like to leave them with?
Mm. Well, we're talking to women most likely, and those who have businesses and want to be able to market themselves. And I think that finding the voice that's within that comes from the truth of who you are. And I think that there are all sorts of techniques about how to sell, how to show up, how to get people to sign up for your programs. But I think something that you just said to me and fed back to me, by the way, thank you,
Pleasure.
is your true spirit. So that to me feels like, how do we take that inquiry and find and feel the sense of our true spirit? So that's what we bring to every encounter, every engagement, every client, not just the work we do, but saying, hello, do you want to work with me?
Right? That is amazing, and it is so true too. I think that a lot of people they have a little bit of fear of being visible, right? They definitely
Yes.
want clients, they definitely want to step out, but they're just not quite sure how to overcome what's going to make the
Mhm.
best option for them to be able to do so. So this has been so incredibly enlightening. Any last encouraging words that you would like to help with the audience to feel comfortable about saying yes to working with you? And one call to action too that you'd like to be able to share.
Oh, great. Yeah, I would love to share. We haven't really gone into my secrets because that's the way I call them, because they aren't performance techniques. And it
Okay.
is much more of a mindfulness, learning how to be present, how to be connected, how to be in a positive state and authentic. So I would say that something I would like people to take with them is how to slow down, how to
Mhm.
find your center instantly, because the heart kind of grabs you, and I've heard people say it's like they've been hijacked. So how to take that breath and calm yourself down. And that's one of the things you said about me too, is how calming I am, but
Right.
how to do that just like that in a snap when you start to feel scared to step up. And then the gift I'd like to give people is something that it's all my secrets, so they can get all of the ones that I've written about in my book. And the guide is Your Guide to Magnetic Speaking. And I think that the link could be found on my website, DoreenDowning.com. DoreenDowning.com.
I love it. Love it. And we'll definitely put it in the end of this recording so that people get a chance to really connect with you. And I just want to thank you for, taking your time and really just giving us those few little things that we really need to be able to speak up and to share our voice and to be ourselves, because that's so important. I think that some people are so overwhelmed with, and I know I was, it took me last year where I started going through some speaker training because everybody said, "You'd be a great speaker. You do great," right? I had all these networking groups and all kinds of things and stuff. And they're like, "You're great." But I really didn't understand that there's a formula to speaking, just like yours. There is a formula of how to be able to share your voice with everybody else. So thank you so much for being here today. I'm looking forward to getting to know more about you a little bit later. And everybody, Brittany Ann with Ignite Your Biz with BrittanyAnn.com. Check out all of our wonderful resources, people, and amazing entrepreneurs that are sharing their tips, secrets, and strategies with you of how to be able to become the best version of yourself. Thanks, everyone, and we'll be seeing you soon.